Let's start on what this means for Alphabet and indeed whether this deal can really get done from an antitrust perspective. What do you think, Brent?
Well, I think it can get done, and Google needs it. I mean, right now, Google's had a really difficult run. It's been an investor story that most investors right now are disappointed with the leadership and obviously the AI launches that they've come out with. And so I'd say in terms of the most negative sentiment in any stock I cover right now is on Google. So they need a good win like this, and they need Gemini to be put on the front burner. And this would be obviously a huge opportunity for them. Whether it happens or not, who knows at this point. But yeah, this is a great opportunity for Google. I just say that right now all the attention has really been on Microsoft with the OpenAI relationship. And so obviously you're starting to see different alignments in different AI technologies, right? Microsoft and OpenAI, obviously Apple, Amazon's now aligning with others in the industry. So you're seeing kind of clear alignment in the industry around different AI leaders. And we think that, again, this would make sense given what's happened with the search relationship to extend Gemini out to the platform. And again, I think the opportunity is great for consumers, which today a lot of these AI agents are kind of difficult to navigate. They're kind of wonky, right? So could Apple and Google seamlessly integrate this into the products, where I could literally open up my Apple laptop and say, what are my top appointments for today? And the agent can read off what's happening. Today, that doesn't really exist. So there's a lot of integration that can make this really easy for end users, and the adoption even take off further for Google.
But Brent, what does it mean more broadly, therefore, on an ability for Alphabet to maintain its market share here? Many have worried that OpenAI, for example, would start to steal away some of the search penetration that it has, but it hasn't so far, it feels like. What do you think about the future?
It's early.
Yeah.
It's very early, and I think why this is so important is, to your point, that everyone's so worried that we're all going to have all these little agents running around. We're going to ask questions. What's the weather like in San Francisco? How's traffic in XYZ from point A to point B, right? We're going to have these agents doing this, and I think this, again, is why it's so badly needed, that if you can put it on one of the top platforms, that this effectively, they would capture those search shares through Gemini, right? So the AI agents need the data, and they need the users, and they need the back end information. And so if effectively this can front end, then again, versus other chatbots that they could partner with or any other AI agents, this is again gonna be a huge removal of that overhang if that happens. Now today, I think that, again, many of the AI agents can't really solve real world problems, right? And they're starting to show that they're getting better. And so, yeah, there's the fear. I certainly think that this would help, but that fear is not going to go away for Google. Many of these systems, for example, in ChatGPT, I was in the Atlanta airport last week. I had meetings all day. I didn't know where Chick-fil-A was. You can ask, it's in Terminal A. Right? The agents are getting smarter. I don't think it would have probably known that, 6 months ago. But these agents are getting smarter. So that is going to be an ongoing concern for Google. The bigger issue for Google right now is really no CFO. Who's going to be the CFO? Are they going to be shareholder friendly? And to your point, search share and then AI relevance are all weighing on investors' minds right now.
Okay, so still worried about Ruth Porat's replacement as she moves to a different part of the business more broadly, Brent. But go back to Microsoft, which you also have a buy rating on, I believe, at the moment, and how much this means for the traction of OpenAI, partnership with Microsoft, and what Bing represents as a challenger, and more broadly its world of AI. Are you worried that the fact that it hasn't automatically pushed out Alphabet here?
I'm not worried. I think, again, it would make sense that Apple and Google would line over an Apple-Microsoft alignment. So never rule it out, but certainly I think that alignment with Google makes a lot of sense. Again, I think the thing is that you're going to have multiple vendors that win. There won't be a lot of winners in AI among large caps. There are only going to be a few, right? In the Amazon, Microsoft, and Google. but they're all going to have an alignment. And this doesn't concern me for Microsoft relationship. If you think about where Microsoft's thriving is in large enterprise, they've gotten just incredible adoption, and everywhere we turn, they're getting adopted left and right from even big Amazon shops. So it doesn't concern me. I think you're going to see, again, as I said, formation around different AI platforms from all the big tech leaders, and that formation has started. So I would think that the Apple-Google relationship would make more sense. But never rule out Microsoft. But again, it's not a thesis crusher for Microsoft, given their presence in a lot of the big insurance, healthcare, government. They're doing just fine. There's plenty of contracts for them to go after outside this one.